Alrighty, we are live. Producer show, March 28th. I kind of hate this. Are you using your laptop camera?
I am.
Yeah, I have like that external webcam, so I feel like I'm looking at you, but it looks like I'm looking down, right? You know
A
what I
little
mean?
bit.
Instead of at the camera. Yeah.
Looks like I'm bigger than you too.
Yeah, you're like that in the studio because we got to get a new camera, I think, in the control room or back up the desk like we were talking about. But
Well, I'm also blind, so I need to be like close to the screen.
oh, right, to read
That's
the
why.
chat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yes, I do see some people in the chat right there. Producer show, March 28th, like I said. Yesterday, I would say the biggest thing yesterday has to be the Mutt Pedro Martinez interview yesterday, which we didn't see any clips of the intro, right? Did you post a clip of not the intro of Mutt of Pedro coming into the scene?
No, I didn't. It was just very. So it was actually so Mutt was at the Brook last night to do. I can't fucking speak to do a Q&A with Pedro Martinez. There was a shit ton of people there.
Yeah.
The lines were huge. I got there around like 5:20. There were like 8 people in front of me.
Yeah, you were texting as you were in line. Were you surprised there was as many people there for that or no?
I was very surprised. So this is the third event I went to at the Brook with Mutt, I believe. So the first one I went to was Ty Law. Second one I went to was what's the guy's name? The Bruins player who won a cup with the Avalanche.
Oh, Ray Bourque.
Ray Bourque.
Yeah.
And then this was the third one. This was by far the biggest of the 3.
Yep.
So I wasn't expecting like this many people. 15 minutes after I got there, the line was like out the door. It was crazy. I like to think they were all coming from Mutt, but apparently
it was funny. That was it. One of the first ones you posted of just like literally the people by the slot machines, like they're here for Mutt, they're here for that interview. It's just I don't know. That was funny. But what was your his intro? He loves a good long intro, Mutt. Like he just.
I think he's great at him. He gets the crowd pumped. He comes out to allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is bam. It's like look at me. I am Michael Bonansky. He's there. He's rocking it. He has the crowd going crazy. The thing that I didn't post afterwards was so before he introduced Pedro, he introduced like the owner of the casino.
You got that part.
Yeah. I didn't post all of it because the owner of the casino went on for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the most awkward thing I've ever heard.
I was gonna bring that up. If you're the owner or whatever his role, obviously big role at the casino is, and you ask to be the one to introduce the main guests, I would recommend then like not making like don't even comment on the fact that like I don't typically ask to do like it. You know what I mean? Like it just made him look a little bit more arrogant in that spot. Like I would just do it.
This was very like who's the owner of the Colts? Like
Jim
when his band like plays the RCA Dome or whatever it is like that. It's like, well, I think we know why you're doing this because you own the place. But so he came out and he did like a 5-minute speech about how his godfather passed away like a month after the Red Sox won the World Series in 2004, and he's crying and he's like, I just wanted to thank Pedro for getting me through these times. And then Pedro's going up there and during the Q&A, he's talking about like how much his brother meant to him, and it was nice.
Yep.
And then during the Q&A, I believe they took like 5 questions.
Wait, so this guy stayed for the Q&A? Like,
no, he left.
Okay.
No, Pedro was talking about how his brother meant so much
to
him.
Got it.
And then so they took five questions in the Q&A. 3 of them were just like, my mom loved you so much, she can't be here with me. Can I have a hug? Or like, my brother loved you so much, he can't be here with me today because he just died. Can I have a hug? It was like, what is this?
Did you raise your hand? Or did you raise your hand to ask a question?
I was going to ask if he likes the bald look of Mutt or if he thinks he should go back to the hair. But sadly, I didn't get. I think they pre-chose these questions because they were all like just sob stories.
They pre-picked the question. It's all these one. Yeah, to your point. Yeah, it's everybody who just wants a hug. They're just happy to be there. Yeah.
But no, Pedro. I don't know. He's a fiery guy. It was a good time. Mutt's having the time of his life doing it.
I would say I would say if you told me which of those 3 would be the best attended, Pedro would have to be it every single time. Not that Ray Bourque's a nobody. Ty Law, I mean, the Ty Law is a questionable one. Obviously, he's looking, but Pedro is going to get numbers. You there?
Yeah. If you were to guess, I'm just a bigger Patriots fan than anything else. Yep.
Yep.
I'm just a bigger Patriots fan than anything else, so I would have guessed Ty Law, but it was Pedro by far. Apparently, Mutt was telling me that like Dustin Poirier, he was a UFC fighter. He did an event and it was like even bigger than Pedro. So
is that the one that
but
Mick
good spot for
said
Mutt.
he interviewed and then didn't air the interview? Am I wrong about that, chat? Does anyone remember that story where he said he interviewed
Maybe.
somebody? Yeah, I forget who it was. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I'm with you. I would say that would be the best attended. So overall, from a content standpoint, was that the best one you've been to this point?
Well, like from a content standpoint, no, because I think the Ty Law one I was with Coleman. It was just such like a holy shit. Like they came out and they were like doing like vodka shots because I don't think Pedro was promoting anything.
Yep.
I think Ray Bork was promoting like his charity that he did.
Yep.
Ty Law was promoting some vodka brand he has, so he was like handing out shots of vodka. That was like funny. And then the Ty Law event, when it ended, it just turned directly, like the curtains dropped and it turned into a nightclub.
Right.
So that was kind of exciting. But yeah, no, I think just Pedro just left after this.
Yeah.
But it was yeah, so from a content standpoint, probably not the best. But I don't know. I honestly just go there for the Mutt intros when he comes out.
Right.
He's like, how about 313 strikeouts? And I'll say it. I'll say it. He should have been the MVP in 1999. It was like, oh, Mutt. Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Yep. No, so that's good. So yeah, Mutt's great in those spots, as opposed to, for some reason, like where we can transition quickly to the Unnamed. Yep. It's, that would have been a great spot again for Mutt to be a part of something like IceCon this weekend. We learned we knew it from Kirk with the producer show, but he barely, I guess he responded late to Kirk. I think he admitted in a tweet, and we don't really still have a reason as to why he decided not to go to IceCon.
Yeah, so I talked to him a little bit afterwards to kind of get the inside scoop to get the report on this. And so I asked him, I was like, so no IceCon this weekend? And he's like, yeah. He did the month thing where he's like, I didn't respond in time. And then he said something which I thought was weird. He's like, I thought
in time, like right now would be in time, but go on. Yeah.
So Mutt said, he's like, at first when Kirk texted me, I thought he was joking because I watched the Unnamed show. So I thought he was just like messing with me. And I'm just like, yeah, I think it was legit. Like, I think if you still want to go, like they would just fly you out and then fly back.
Right.
I think Kirk said on the producer show that you just would have, like, it wouldn't have been like the weekend. They wouldn't be flying out there like this morning.
Yeah, because I think they said something's going on tonight. It is a whole weekend thing. Something's happening tonight and tomorrow, but they could have easily just went for tomorrow.
They could have went for Saturday and then flown back Sunday morning.
Right.
Yeah, but so Mutt thought it was a joke. He thought, Kirk was pulling his leg. The old, hey, do you want to go to this thing in Nashville?
Why wouldn't you just text and be like, if you're serious, I'm more than willing to go for the day.
And then Mutt said like he's something about sports starting up this weekend too. So
maybe baseball starts his kids, but and it's tough to miss if it's the first weekend of it. That's a tough one to miss. But I don't know. I think you kind of understand, like, those opportunities are, actually Kirk's given more. I was about to say those opportunities are few and far between, but I feel like Kirk's layups every now and then here a lot. So
yeah, I feel like we keep saying like how many more opportunities is he going to get like this, but sounds like, I don't know. Portnoy brings him up every week on the Unnamed show. Right. He was enthralled by the DUI talk when Kirk said that he probably got another DUI,
right,
and that this would be like his sixth one. And I loved it because you could just hear Whitney like just saying like, no, he's got one. He's got one. And Kirk's like, he's got one I know about. It was very funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Any other Unnamed takeaways? Kind of, they had the Rico stuff. I was interested in Dave's opinion. I know you're not a Karen Reed story guy, so we don't need to talk about it, but that was an interesting take out of Dave after watching that documentary. I like that. But any takeaways that you had?
Yeah, it was just basic. No like KMS takeaways or anything like that. I do think the stuff with Ryan Whitney bringing his family to IceCon was very funny. And I think that would have been a great, I hate to keep saying it would have been a great spot for the Buttman, but
I agree.
It's not going to happen.
Yep. That's just a shame. That's a shame. All right. This one, you and I literally talked about this. I'm trying to think of the best way to introduce this topic. You and I talked about this with Michael Montante. I know.
Do
I'm
we
gonna
just
rip
want to
the
play the
band.
clip?
Let me set it
Yeah.
up. I just want to because I'm sensitive to the issue, and I actually got to give credit to a couple other people on this issue as well. We discussed some things about this pre-producer show on Wednesday with Montante, and I said I'm not uncomfortable talking about this, but I feel bad. I know I shouldn't feel bad because this is the show we all do, and everybody in the world understands it. But Brando is such a nice guy, and I like him, and I like how involved he is, and I like how he loves being involved. That I don't want to put I don't want to do anything to take him down, and I don't want to set him off in any way. But these clips that individuals shared yesterday with you and I legitimately affected my performance, by the way, with Dateline yesterday, because it was the only thing I was fucking thinking about, to be completely honest. I got it right before we got into shooting yesterday. It's the only thing I could think about. The only thing I really would want to talk about of that. But we'll play these clips in a second, and then we'll give some credit where it's due to individuals who are part of this as well. But yeah, play whatever clip you want, and then we'll address it.
Because I think most people are just
fuck off, dude.
I think most people are just joking around on the internet.
Yeah, it's not a joke. It's not a joke anymore.
Okay, I know you're not. I know you're not fucking.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's not a joke. It's not about the joke. It's about Nurse Kim overstepped boundaries. She wouldn't stop thirsting over me. My girlfriend said to her, "Please, he has a girlfriend. Just don't thirst over. Don't be in the chat going at me." So I blocked her to create a boundary. Wow. I know there's not a lot of stuff going on without Kirk, but it's just
no, you're opening up.
No, I'm just being honest, because I like to have fun with everyone and stuff, but it's you guys are gonna drive me out. You guys are gonna drive me out of the world and the network and all that.
So that was on this is a guy who named Jake who does a show. This was not on any Minifan networks. This was Jake's show.
Jake is getting some pub lately, by the way. I don't know much about Jake, but I think is he third chair material or what? Because we're talking about Jake a lot lately.
It sounds like it. Yeah, I know he's done stuff with Kane and stuff in the past. But this was quite interesting to see Brando react like this. So for those of you that aren't in the loop, Nurse Kim, Dave's friend, likes to comment on Brando's videos, saying how hot he is, his muscles, things like that.
Nurse Kim, by the way, brand new. Basically since I came back, because I was doing some stuff with her on TikTok and stuff like that. Then she wanted to listen to Kirk's show. It took about 3 episodes, I would assume, because she would text me and be like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" Now she is full-fledged Minifan to the point where it's not just, Kirk's show live that she's watching on YouTube. It's not just Menners on the Minifan network. She is now dialed into Jake on whatever platform he chooses to use. That's how deep she goes. And so, yes, to your point, apparently she's watching Brando's show and she's making comments about jacked up Brando, which is
Brando's a muscly, good looking young guy. Right. She'll put hard eye emojis in the chat. And Brando is a loyal man. He currently has a girlfriend that he likes very much.
Lovely, very nice individual. Very nice.
I guess from the clip we just saw, has some issues with the hard eye emojis and the comments that Nurse Kim makes about Brando.
Yes.
So Brando did what he believed was the respectful thing and blocked Nurse Kim out of loyalty to his girlfriend.
Right.
Manners has also been hyping it up a lot. He mentions on his show quite a bit that Brando is fucking Nurse Kim. I believe these are jokes when he's saying that, but Brando doesn't take him as jokes. So Brando has then in that clip, he says, if this keeps on going on, he's going to leave the Minifan world. And
hearing those words
it's
literally, this is what we were talking about before Wednesday. I didn't really think he was at that level that those words would come out of his mouth, but we were right. We were dead on with this issue that it's something that for some reason is so unnecessary. It's just such an unnecessary thing to take this as serious as he is. I understand if your significant other is upset, backing her in that spot, in that situation, I didn't say that, in that situation is the right play by Brando. That's a fact. Just backing her and blocking Nurse Kim in general, I'm not going to lie, not a bad idea for anybody out there, whether she's giving you heart emojis or, digitally sexually assaulting you like she does to Brando. But I would just say, it's really probably not that serious of a situation, like in hindsight.
Yes, and not to suck his dick, but I do think that Menners did a pretty good job in this situation where he was trying to tell Brando, like, it's a joke. People bust balls in this world.
Right.
Nurse, and you've said in the past, and you told me the other day that, like, this is kind of Nurse Kim's, like, go-to thing. Like, it's not only in the Minifan world she does this.
Well, when I say go-to, and I don't mean that in such a negative, like, she'd meet you and she'd, like, immediately start calling you babe and stuff like that.
Oh, she's a babe. She's a babe
she's
person?
like a babe, or she's like like, she won't take it to. I never thought she would take it to a level that's like, oh my god, like, I don't know what level she's taking it to. By the way, I don't watch all Jake's shows, but I would hope she's not saying, certain things about, like, how Brando makes her. You get where I'm going with
this?
Yes.
Right? Like, I don't think she's telling him how wet Brando makes her.
Thank you for saying that, because I didn't want to say that, but thank you for saying that. Yes, and like you said, she's married, she's with kids, she's fucking around. She clearly loves the world. I wish he would understand that, and I wish she would understand that's like minor in this world. Don't you? Like, wouldn't you say that? That's like, to me, like, I would fucking love that shit. Like, that's like fun. That's fun, stupid world stuff that you can play off of.
Yeah, I agree. I would have the same reaction, but I think it's just Brando is not necessarily. He's still new, not as a Minifan, but in the Minifan face of it, of having his face out there.
Right.
So it does take some getting used to, but I think Manners did a good job of just.
He did. I'll give him credit, because
being like, hey, you just got to roll with the punches. Nurse Kim isn't actually fucking you. No one actually believes this.
You don't hear serious Menners too often. He was serious. Like, he was legitimately taking a Minifan and kind of just trying to calm him down. So that was very well done by Menners. I see Kane in the chat saying behind the scenes, because I know Kane is Brando's producer. So certainly Kane can play a part in speaking to Brando and trying to calm him down a little bit. That's smart by Dick Kane and the crew.
So, but yeah, we don't want Brando if he needs to leave or do anything. We completely understand.
Oh no, if we're putting this to the poll, like, we're throwing Nurse Kim to the curb. If we got to choose, Brando, if you want us to choose, just tell us and we'll make the call right now. Like, we will throw her aside. Doesn't even matter. But Brando, I think she's horsing around, and at the end of the day, if you're gonna keep posting thirst traps like that of you working out and stuff like that, ladies are gonna be swarming for you, especially with your show growing. You're getting numbers on the network, so I would say you're gonna have to get used to it. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. So anything else to say about the Brando situation?
No, Brando's the best. I really, honest to God, appreciated him making that drive. We said that to him when he came in, just to come show up. One, offering to help with the studio, but then even just driving, knowing he was just going to only come on the producer show. Appreciated that he did that. Enjoyed having him there. And so, yeah, that's all we can really. I guess that's everything we can say about that situation, which I'm hopeful gets figured out.
So you did mention yesterday, moving on to the next thing, you did mention yesterday about Dateline and how this was the only thing you could think about. And then you also tweeted out that you would pay any amount of money to have Dateline footage.
When this thing comes together, it's I don't even know how to word it. We had to do some shit that was just so completely unnecessary and stupid. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. They know the tone of their show. But it's just completely... just some outlandish things that Kirk and I had to do as part of this situation. The producer yesterday, there's a couple that we've been speaking with behind the scenes. I think the senior producer says this is going to come out in May, which I think Kirk said on one of the shows. The other one yesterday was saying possibly April.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it depends how much of what gets used from yesterday's shoot, but my performance was horrific, like all time. If I was, what was the grade you gave me, which was a horrible grade? It was
like a B+ or something.
Plus or something. This was a D-.
Okay.
I'm just thinking of friggin' Nurse Kim, and Brando the entire time. It's just I don't know. It was just a horrible performance. We have to have these fake conversations. I'm not good at that. Kirk's a professional. He did what he had to do. There were some moments of frustration that transpire, but we'll talk more when that piece airs. That hopefully, if it's April, that'd be fantastic. I think he wants to do a watch party for it, which will be funny. So.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm excited for that.
So, besides that, I do want to say congratulations. I saw a tweet. Mama Kay is a grandmother. Did you see that tweet?
Oh no, I did not. Yeah,
Yes.
well, congratulations. That's
so welcome.
quite exciting.
Welcome. I don't remember if it was a girl or boy, if she told us that, but congratulations to Mama Kay. The other thing that was just a wild tweet that I saw. Did you see this tweet of Montante's just randomly going back at RA, being like, "Move to fucking Canada"? Did you see this?
Yeah, I mean they're just on opposite sides of the. They're very similar in some ways, and they're very different in other ways. Like I feel like they're the kind of people that if they met at a bar during a sports game, they would become best friends, but then 5 days later they would end up hating each other because
they're also like two very likable individuals in like a normal setting, like where they're normally, if you're just shooting the shit with Montante, you can talk about anything with them, you're whatever. If you're just listening to RA talk hockey, whether it be on a podcast or, but then randomly, it's not over. It's a little bit more consistent with Montante, but RA just like randomly goes into like super aggressive mode on Twitter, going at people for political takes or whatever. Lately, it's also been like Karen Reed and stuff like that. So the two of them combining, I don't know if RA responded. I only saw Montante's.
Here we go. So some guy, Marlo Stern, said, haven't heard a single well-reasoned argument for why America has torpedoed its relationship with Canada. Rear Admiral says, retweets that. Says, because there isn't one. It's one of the dumbest fucking things the people running the U.S. government have ever done. Long live Canada, Canadian flag. Canada forever, Canadian flag. Montante replies and says, go move there and do as much Canadian booze and fent as you please. Seems like Barstool is willing to pay you to do nothing forever, so who cares where
like
you
why
live?
So just because of his opinion on the issue, he then takes it to like a drinking, because I think RA has admitted, or it's been talked about, that there's some kind of issues. I don't know what they are specifically, but he just immediately goes for the jugular for kind of no reason whatsoever. But it is funny.
Yeah, I mean, Montante. My favorite thing about Montante is he's a very playful guy, but every once in a while, like especially with political stuff, he'll just be like, "Hey, I understand." He's kind of like me with Bubba, where he's like, "Listen, I understand that there's humor to this, but I'm not able to have it." Like I remember during the election, I would tweet him like a meme or something like that, and he'd be like, "Go vote for your fucking dad, you fucking loser." And like he was being completely serious. Like he was legitimately offended I was not voting for the political party candidate that he wanted. So this is something like that, like just triggers him. This was also, the tweet was done at like around midnight, so I'm sure both sides were having a good time, but it is funny just to see him like just go back and forth.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. At least from our last producer show, that was all the stuff that I kind of saw going on in the Minifan world of value. Anything else that you saw that you thought?
The only thing I saw is that there is not a mutiny going on, but there is a big battle going on right now between John from Scranton and Menners. Menners is using the Minifan network account to kind of tweet and poke and prod at John. John's firing back. It seems like I'd be interested to see who the producer of the Minifan network show is next week.
It feels like both of those individuals are so significant to the network's success, all the content, and they're a part of so many different shows that it kind of seems unnecessary to drive a wedge between the two over one show that is going to go away in 2 weeks, right? Because Menners has even said, like, John's a great producer for Menners Live. He's a great producer for, whatever else shows he's doing and stuff like. So why get so upset and worked up? And then from John's perspective, it's like, okay, yeah, find a new producer for that show because I kind of want to handle it differently. Find a new producer for that. We'll meet back up when we do Menners Live and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like all great bands break up, and most of the time it's over a silly reason.
Right.
All good things come to an end. So who knows what will happen with this? But I do like seeing the back and forth because John is not pulling any punches.
No.
And Menners is doing like these like subtle like things from the Minifan show account. At least I think it's Menners. It very well could not be, but I enjoy it.
Well, I hope those two figure it out. Studio updates from our perspective, nothing. We got some of the stuff that we ordered in. You said you hate the chairs, right? That we ordered.
Yeah, I don't like the chairs.
Oh, so they gotta go?
I don't know, but I just they're very. I mean, I'm also a giant like fat ass, but like I don't know. I just don't feel like they're comfortable.
They're too small.
My testicles were being squeezed together by my legs, and I did not
don't
like
love that. Don't love that.
So.
We can return those ones, I'm sure. So, but we'll update you more and more as we go on with that. As stuff keeps coming in, desk has not come in yet, unfortunately, and we're kind of like working around the desk too, so we can figure out where to place cameras and place other stuff that we're doing. So that kind of sucks. We need to get that ASAP. But besides that, I think we're pretty much. Let's see. What's Mikey grab at? Please shout out the Fawns.
Oh.
I don't know much, but I don't know. I heard them on that show the other day. Like, why wouldn't you just put it on the network?
I think they are. They are. I talked with BA, and I think they're doing that golf thing on the network.
And they're
now.
shooting the shit and like trash talking as it's going on.
Yes.
That's a fun watch. I would enjoy that. And that's an easy thing to also be working off the chat with. So yeah, get that on there. That'd be a fun watch. So yeah, shout out to those guys, like you said.
And Camus chat legend and Fawns Commissioner Sneak shout out. So we're shouting out the Fawns.
Yep. Okay. All right. Besides that, not too much else. People were pissed at me for like ending the show last week. Do you see that? All those comments that were like, Dave, people can tie. I felt like we hit a lot of topics and we spent some good time on stuff. Didn't you the other day? Not just going like stretch for no reason on topics. You know what I mean? Like we don't have a time limit that we have to abide by. Like a segment. We're not going to commercial break after 12 minutes that we have to like stretch something out for as long as humanly possible and force stupid talking points. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Some shows are different. Some shows are short. Some shows are a little bit longer, I guess. But not too much else going on in the world. Like I said, we'll be back next week. I'm sure we'll do one on Monday. It seems like we're sticking to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You like that?
Probably. Well, yes. Yeah, we'll reach out to Mutt and see if he wants to hop on one next week.
Yeah, because we got to get our next studio guest, which I think I kind of like Fridays. Even though it was good to have Montante in, I think I kind of like the Friday guest.
Yeah, so do I. I know Montante was just in on Wednesday, so that's why it
worked. Yeah. So, all right, we got to go. Everyone go check it out. David Maryland, I see you there. Shout out Muttstack. I don't know if it's in the inbox yet.
Bender said Snell was right. What is he talking about?
I don't know. Probably the Snell bashing of me, which is a shame because I've been very complimentary of Menners lately. I thought we repaired our relationship. So it is what it is. I haven't heard much from Snell lately. I'm hoping to see him back.
He comes and goes. He comes and goes.
No, I know, but I didn't know if that was going to be a weekly show that he was doing, or if he's just doing it like randomly when he feels like it, I guess.
The Nard Dog's in the comments now too. I believe I saw him tweet out that he was there last night. Nard Dog will agree with me. It was very emotional.
Yeah. What was the dynamic between Mutt and Pedro like? Did you kind of get a vibe that they were like he liked Mutt and stuff like that?
I mean, I got the vibe that like not that he liked him, but he was playful along with him. He was telling stories about he like weirdly didn't apologize for the Don Zimmer thing. He's like, I will always protect myself, but I apologize that it had to be like someone of that age.
Right.
And he was like grabbing Mutt at one point, pretending to do something. So
right. Oh yeah, they had okay. All right, if you're going to that level, that's pretty good. Is that like a sign of baseball? Isn't Pedro? Doesn't he do? Isn't he an analyst for Fox?
I believe he's an analyst for the MLB Network.
The network, like, wouldn't he be doing so? Like opening?
I thought that too. Yeah, too. But I guess not.
It's kind of I mean, hypothetically, he could have done that because games started early. He could have done that in the middle of the day and then gone for that at night or done it remotely, or maybe he did some stuff and we didn't see it. But I did when this was mentioned. Obviously I get the premise of having him there for a speaking engagement on opening day, but just the fact that he could pull it off with other, I don't know. I think he would be able to pull that off. Snell regarding the studio. Oh, I don't agree with that. You got it. Does that not make sense that like basically the centerpiece of the entire thing you have to work around is Kirk's desk, not just from like a spacing issue, but even stylistically and stuff like that. So Barstool ordered that a little while ago. Was hoping that was coming with the chairs, but I guess not. So hopefully we get it today or Monday. So. All right. Anything else you want to hit before we go? Anyone else are in the chat? If you guys got anything you want to hit, let us know. Besides that, we'll be back next week. Everything seems, I saw Kirk yesterday, but everything seems normal. Same as what you heard last week. He will be back on April 16th, right? I keep thinking 18th in my head. And that's about it. So I'm all good. If you're all good, Justin.
Awesome.
All right. See ya.